Hi and welcome to this week's Energy Report. I am Rachel Thompson Phillips, the creator of the BU Oracle cards, which is the cards that I will be using for this week's Energy Report. This Energy Report is for June the 11th through to June the 17th. This week's overall theme is about going within and doing a little bit of soul searching. Let's go in and see how that unfolds. Monday and Tuesday is the femininity card. Wednesday through till Friday is the solitude card, and Saturday and Sunday is the energy card. So this week our soul is really urging us to start considering about the promises that we made to ourselves at the start of the year, and not just for the start of the year, but the promises that we continually make to our own self that we consistently tend to break. Yet if you were to make a promise to someone else, you would make sure that you would probably break your neck to make sure that you fulfilled that, yet you don't always seem to apply that same intention with your own self because you will always dismiss it. Well, let me share with you this week. This week, your BS barometer is going to be going off. Monday and Tuesday, the card of femininity is about learning to just sort of take that gentleness approach within your own self. You will start noticing that your BS barometer, every time you tell yourself, give yourself an excuse, a justification, or your fears or doubts raise to the surface, your soul is going to be putting up a red flag going, that's BS, you can do this. And you're going to be finding that you're going to be catching yourself out this week. And do you know what? It's a really, really good thing. And this is how you're going to be able to work with it. Monday and Tuesday is about the card of femininity. So even though your BS barometer will be going off, it is about taking that gentleness within yourself to be able to go, you know what, I probably haven't been living my own truth. And there's no need to drop into excuses or justifications or reasons why, because they just compound the situation. It's about just the first Monday and Tuesday is just simply just acknowledging that you haven't always been as truthful to your own self, and that this week will be quite a defining week because you will actually either find something within your within your own self that's going to be activated that goes, you know what, no more BS for my own self anymore. Or the acknowledgement will be there, the fear will consume you, and you will either drop back into a space where you hide and suppress and shut that part of yourself down in order to be able to continue living the life of excuses. So we will be given choices, but at this point your soul is saying, hey, just go within and just acknowledge that, you haven't always followed your dreams, you haven't followed your passions, you haven't made yourself a priority, and you've allowed yourself to believe your own bullshit. And don't get me wrong, we all have those moments, but at this point your soul is saying, you have so much more to give. There is so much within you. There is so much beauty, so much amazingness, so much of just so much that you are denying your own self from being able to recognize, validate, and honor within your own self. But you're also denying that with the world, because each and every one of us are here for a very particular reason. And that is just simply just to show up and just be yourself. And if we are hiding and suppressing and burying parts of ourselves, we're not actually even showing up and being our own truth self at this week. So Monday and Tuesday is about having that gentleness to go in the journey of going within, but it's about finding that beautiful, soft, nurturing and loving part within your own self that allows you to be able to just simply make that acknowledgement. It's not about allowing yourself to move into that space of that masculine of emotionally beat yourself up, because as you can see, this week is all about femininity and softness. So being able to understand that there is a real strength in that softness. Our intuition comes through in this beautiful, gentle, soft voice 9 times out of 10. It only usually yells at us if there is a warning that needs to be made, or there is something that your soul is trying to say, be careful. This is not a week where it does that. So that gentleness that we are moving and dropping into is also going to be able to help us connect into our intuition and that soul communication that is guiding us at this point. So as we go within, we are going to be able to be a lot more deeply connected with our intuition. So watch out for all the signs and synchronicities that turn up that will help highlight the pathway or the next step for you to take. Wednesday through till Friday, this will be that moment of really listening and doing that internal soul seeking and that soul searching, where knowing that all of the answers we ever seek are within us, and you may even find that you do a little bit of stepping back from being around lots of people, because you just need to just sort of go in and do that little bit of internal reflection, being able to, once you've acknowledged that you may not have been living your truth, then being able to look at, well, what are some of the things that you can do to bring yourself back into an alignment, so that there is a great sense of fulfillment, so that you know that when you come to the end of your time, I know that may sound very, very dramatic, but wouldn't you much rather know that when your time comes, that you exit this plane, that you, in your mind, have a whole bank full of memories of all of the experiences that you've lived? Or do you want to play it safe and get to the end of this journey here on this lifetime, and get there and having played safe with the would-haves, the could-haves, and the should-haves? Because that is with the soul searching and with the soul barometer going off, catching you out at your BS, it's to remind you that you're here to live in this lifetime. And some things are going to be perfect, and sometimes we spend so much time worrying about what if something goes wrong, without even once considering, what about if I gave this a go and everything just turned out wickedly awesome? You're never going to know unless you give it a go. But hiding and suppressing parts of yourself is only going to make you retract even more and become very, very unhappy within your own self. This is this moment your soul is saying you are here to live, and you are here to live, and we do that through experiences. Now, some experiences don't always come in pretty boxes, but it means that you have lived, and that's the most important thing. So this week is all about Wednesday through to Friday is about that soul seeking, about going within and going, okay, well, if I have been hiding and suppressing and not living full out in my lifetime, how can I start making some changes? What are some of the things that I could do to just start taking one step at a time? And because it's not about being reckless, but there will be some real dramatic changes that come from the end of the week, where you just go, I am sick of my own bullshit. I'm freaking, it's time to make some radical changes. And so some people will be really implementing that immediately, because they would have had that internal conversation of listening to their own bullshit, and they're just past that point now where it's like, no more excuses, it's about living. Saturday and Sunday is about being careful where you execute your energy. You have choices. You can either execute your energy in a point where we have wasting our time fulfilling things for other people, making ourselves feel not so much important but needed when we're doing things for other people, without being able to recognize what is really, really important for our own self. So it's about being making sure that where you expend and expel your energy is going in the direction of what fulfills you and what ignites your soul, and what sets your soul on fire. That's what's so really important. And with this week on the 14th, we are moving into a new moon. So you'll just need to check your location, because each area, their new moon will fall on a different day. So the new moon is about setting new intentions, setting new goals, looking at, how can you bring yourself back on track with being able to live to those promises that you made yourself. What are some of the things that you can do that you set a goal for this halfway through the year, and you make sure that you do everything possible to make sure that you execute that to its fullest, so that you are showing up in life 100%, without only just having a part of your foot in new world and keeping it a little bit in the safety zone. It's time to move fully present, and that's what the new moon really does bring forward, this beautiful new energy that reminds us that we are capable of anything. If you can think it, then you can do it. So these are these moments where, having these little bit of internal reflection, we get to be able to be reminded of those dreams, of those promises that we made to ourselves, and then being able to look at how can you execute them, and use the beautiful energy of the moon in its cycle to be able to help plant those seeds. Because as we know, the new moon is also all about planting the seeds, and then over the coming months nurturing them and watering them, and then taking those tiny little steps to make sure that you live that promise that you made yourself. So I hope this week is one that is incredibly exciting for you, and know that you will never be giving anything that you are not capable of handling. And remember, it's better to show up and live life, and rather than get to the end and live with the coulda, shoulda, wouldas and all of the regrets. So hope you have a fabulous week. Remember, the new moon is about setting fabulous intentions. So start writing down little dot points of the ways in which you can bring yourself back to being in alignment with those promises you made to yourself. So have a fabulous week, and I will catch you again next week. And please feel free to share and subscribe to this channel. So much love to you all. Take care.